it's Connie, and I'm coming at you today, the day before St. Patty's Day. I had such positive responses about the healthy Rueben roll-ups that we thought we'd have it tonight because it's TWT night. Tabby's here, and she's my sous chef for today. And thank you to Peter for being my camera guy, grip, lighting, whatever. So what I did was the recipe that I posted, and I'll repost it with this video, is really meant for one serving, but I multiplied it out because there's going to be 4 of us having these Rueben roll-ups. So we're going to take it in stages. Because of time constraints and some perhaps mishap of disorganization on my part, we weren't able to actually cook a corned beef, and in the recipe it does tell you to slow cook a corned beef, which I highly recommend. We just didn't have it, so we're going to actually use deli corned beef from Hy-Vee. It's really good, and it's just going to make the rolling up a little bit easier just because of time constraints. And yeah, you can do that too, but I think it's going to affect the flavor of the slaw, and you'll see why in a few minutes. So we're going to prepare a broth that we were going to cook the coleslaw in. In the recipe, you would use the juices along with all these spices that I'm going to be putting in, and I guess the corned beef would help flavor it additionally, but like I said, we didn't have time to cook one today. So you're going to start off, and remember this is multiplied by 4, so the recipe will be for a single serving. You need 2 cups of water and a cup of apple cider vinegar. And then you're going to get some seeds going here. I don't normally have seeds, so this was quite new for me. So the recipe calls for a teaspoon of caraway seeds, which I don't know what else you would use it for except for slaw. You're going to need some allspice, and that's a teaspoon as well. Oh, I love the smell of allspice. It's such a nice smell. Then you're going to need some grated ginger, and I already measured it out because who wants to watch me grate ginger, right? So we're going to put that in. I'll throw that in the sink. Then we're going to do a teaspoon of broken up bay leaves. Now, I couldn't find bay leaves already chopped up, so I fortunately had a pestle and a mortar bowl for my cat's medicines, so I just washed it out real quick, and I just broke up existing leaves that we had, and we'll measure out a teaspoon. I had no idea how many bay leaves would make a teaspoon. 3 large ones if you ever want to know. All right, we got that in there. Now we're going to get dill weed. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of dill weed. So I guess most coleslaws have dill weed in it. Alrighty. And then we're going to do cinnamon. Okay, and we need a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now this is going to be a little tough because the bottle's a bit small, the lid of it. So I'm just going to do 1/4 teaspoons. So I'll do 4 of those. 2, 3, 4. There. You can get it in there. All right. And then a teaspoon of coriander seeds, which was funny. I had a hard time finding it, but finally got some today. All right. Coriander seeds. So what we're going to do is set this to a boil, and then Tabby was kind enough to chop up the cabbage to make it into a slaw. When this is boiling, we're going to pop it in there and cook it to get it all those nice flavors going. And then while that's happening, we'll go ahead and make the sauce. So let's clear off the counter and we'll be right back. So now Tabby is tossing in the cabbage, and she has this cute little tool right over here. We use it for spaghetti, but you can stir it in and make sure it gets all in there, and we cook it until it's a crispy tender. So it shouldn't take too long, but it's going to absorb all those nice juices and the sauce that we made. In the meantime, while she's doing that, I'm going to make the dipping sauce, the Russian dipping sauce. So what I did was I measured out 4 ounces, because I'm doubling the dipping sauce. I measured out 4 ounces of fatty fat-free Greek plain yogurt. Okay. And then we're gonna add some onion. Now, I had already chopped this up pretty good. We used some onion for the mini mac bowls that I posted the other day on my Facebook page, So this is already done. And it needs 1 tablespoon of onion because I'm doubling it. Woo. So that's already chopped up and smelling strong. All right, so we got onion in there. And then the next ingredient is going to be 4 tablespoons of sugar-free ketchup. And Peter's going to go grab me another bottle because we're almost out in the garage. Anyway, this sugar-free ketchup, my youngest son Peter was no way a fan of any of the sugar-free ketchups I bought. But we did try this, sugar-free by G. Hughes. I have to order it online. It is so good. It doesn't taste like it's sugar-free. Peter will actually eat it. So I converted our family over to sugar-free ketchup, another healthy habit. Are you gonna open that for me? Ketchup if 2, here we go. Come on, there we go, 3. I think I'm gonna have to dive into the new one. All right, let's see if we can get this. This is a trick I learned back in my college years when I was waitressing. Is you create a air pop by dipping a clean knife to get that suction to let go and the ketchup to pour. There we go. 4 tablespoons of the sugar-free ketchup. It smells so good. What do you think, Tabby? What can you smell?
I think it's good.
Yeah. What do you smell the most?
Cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon and the allspice is what I smell too. All right, so we've got the ketchup, the onion, and we've got the yogurt. And that's a nice moisture base, or creamy base there. And then we're gonna need 4 teaspoons of prepared horseradish. And you gotta be careful if you're on program because horseradish, there's a lot of blends out there that has a lot of carbs. You just want straight horseradish. And if that's the case, then 1 teaspoon should only have about 1 carb or less. So, oh, my sous chef's gonna help me. What we need is 4 teaspoons. So it's gonna have a hitch in its giddy up because this is straight horseradish. 3 and 4. There you go. Woo! You can smell that. Okay, so we got that taken care of, and then we got our dry ingredients. A 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Did you get the Worcestershire sauce? It's in the refrigerator. 1/4 teaspoon salt. I just lost my teaspoon. Here it is, right in front of me. There it is. And gotta add a little salt. All right. Thank you, Peter. And then on this, we're gonna need a teaspoon. So we got the paprika, salt. Oh, and we need the most favorite thing in this family, Frank's Red Hot. Woo! It's gonna have some zing between the horseradish and the Red Hot. And they said a dash. I mean, I really don't know what a dash means. What do you guys think? A 1/4 teaspoon or an 1/8 of a teaspoon?
I say you just tip it upside down for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we'll just do that. Okay, so this is what your Russian dressing looks like. Woo! It smells good. And so we're gonna let that sit in the refrigerator while we start preparing our slaw. So the slaw is done. We're gonna set this aside, and now we're gonna blanch our leaves. Cabbage leaves are a little bit tougher, more fibrous. So she's our mad skilled lady. Look at these lovely fingers. Oh, I want to jealous of her. Fine motor skills like you wouldn't believe. So I'm gonna have her dip each leaf in to blanch it, to soften it up so it's gonna be easier to roll and they won't crack, and they'll just be easier to eat. So we're gonna do a couple and then we'll come back and let you know how that works, because I'm sure there's a disaster just waiting to happen somewhere along the line. Okay,
So you're gonna blanch the cabbage leaves in the sauce, or not sauce, but you boil water, and then the sauce we used for the coleslaw, and it's like all mixed together and it's boiling. So you want to get like a whole one that's not super ripped, just the best you can to not rip it, and then you just want to submerge it fully and keep it submerged for about a minute until it's like foldable and soft like this.
Hi everyone, it's Connie and Terry again, and we're coming down to the fullest last part of this whole process, the assembly, who requires her mad skills. So we're going to show you how you do this. You take a blanched cabbage leaf. She blanched them perfectly. And we weighed out everything, so it's just easier. So you want 2 ounces of corned beef in a wrap. And I'll let her finagle it. Do you need to spread it out, or are you good like that? Nope, you're fine? Okay. And then what we did is we cut into strips a 1/2 ounce of light Swiss cheese. Now, if you can find shredded light Swiss cheese, go for it. I couldn't find it. So this is just the light Swiss cheese, and we just made thin strips of it so it would roll up really nice. And then you put a 1/2 cup of the slaw, which we started running out of, so we got to make more. Shucks. And then you just wrap it up, and this is where she comes in. This woman can make a burrito, egg rolls, wontons, you name it. She's got great, oh yeah, and great Subway sandwiches. And so she's going to be rolling it up, and it looks like a spring roll almost. So this is what we've got done so far. And what's amazing about this, we're going to have to make some more slaw, which is funny. 2 of these is one whole meal for you. It's your lean and your green. So it's looking mighty tasty. So we'll show you the finished product once we get them all wrapped up and serve it along with its pickle and sauce. So we'll be back in a few minutes. We're back. Our little cabbage slaw crisis was corrected, and Tabby has been one busy girl. As you can see, she is just a phenomenal wrapper of anything. So we put a plate together so you can see what it looks like. It's you get 2 Rueben Wraps, a dill pickle slice, or I don't know what you call it, spears. Yeah, they're called spears, and 2 tablespoons of the dip. And you can take your wrap and dip it in the dip, or if you're one of those people who like to have the sauce evenly distributed through the wrap, you can do that before you wrap it up. We thought it'd be fun to dip. So anyway, that's our St. Patty's meal for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and may the luck of the Irish be with you. Bye.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
So you just gotta blanch them till they get firm, but like not firm, so then you can wrap it.
Per.
Yeah.